Yeah, yeah. Mic check 1, 2.
All the way live.
Wonder how that thing sounding. You know what I mean? I wonder how that thing sounding.
Oh man, I'm sure it's a wonderful thing. I
It's
think.
looking like one of them old talk shows. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's,
You know
it's
what I
been a
mean?
it's been a long time coming.
Yeah. So we gonna let some folks get into this thing while we in here chilling, doing what we do. But yeah, I wanna welcome everybody to the first inaugural. You understand me? Inaugural. The
This is
first inaugural
oh man, we need
podcast.
to.
You know what I'm saying?
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
I had to put my white pants on for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Oh,
this is the
man.
first inaugural. You feel me?
Yes, sir. The pilot
You know what I mean?
pilot episode.
Yeah, I want to test, make sure my music working on. Please forgive me, y'all. Let me see my music working.
Well, I'm sure it's you know,
Yeah, buddy.
they might be over there jamming, man. We just can't hear.
Man, they done messed up the music. Yeah, but like I said, this the first inaugural. You understand me? I'm turn these mics up a little bit. You know what I mean, so they can really feel what I'm saying on these old mics. It's the first inaugural. You know what I'm saying? Jump off. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I had felt like, you know what I'm saying, we need to do something, you understand, really to jump the, you know what I'm saying, jump the store off in a different type of way. Make it do something different. You feel me?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, they need to know we here.
In
You know.
Brickell.
Brickell City.
Brickell, Miami.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna be doing this, so you know what I'm saying. Anybody that's in Miami, if you come to Brickell, you know where we at. You're gonna see us every Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? And might be Friday or Saturday. We might get to doing it on a regular basis though.
Absolutely. You know, I'm gay.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that it's a much needed, situation as well. You know, this is a place in a space that is, the sky's the limit for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I definitely think that with everybody walking past, y'all can't really see it, but we got a big window right here with everybody walking past. So
The big bay window.
yeah. Just like you know what I'm saying? I'm a type of person just like yourself, always have a dream, always have, you know what I'm saying, something that, you know what I'm saying, I think can happen. So with this one here, since we already in Miami, I'm like, you know what? I think we might can get some. We might mess around. We might mess around and get a couple of real little stars, a little basketball players, a little entertainers in this thing.
They around here too.
You feel me?
You know. But yeah, man, this right behind us is what is that? The Blue Martini over there.
Yeah.
You know, Blue Martini, they rebuilding. You know,
Yeah.
right here in front of us, we got the I can't even think of the name of the restaurant, but you got the pasta.
Yeah, they got the whole Italian thing going
You
on.
know, and so you get in Brickell is the place. You know, this is the brunch spot. This is the you got the financial capital of Miami right down the street.
Yeah.
You got where they film Bad Boys 3, right? To our left, right behind us.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that shopping center right there.
They feel okay.
They film Bad Boys 3 right here in Brickell.
Okay. I ain't know that.
Right here in Brickell. The vast majority of it.
Okay.
And so yeah, man. So Brickell, we doing some major things here. We got some things coming down the pipeline. This beautiful, wonderful store You know,
God
and then
bless.
of course, you know, I'm down the street.
Yeah.
You know, down at the latitude. You know,
You know what I'm saying?
you did. You know, doing the financial thing. So it's you know, like I said, man, we're blessed,
Right.
and now it's time to talk. You know, talk to the people. You know,
Yeah.
you know, it's just one of those things where, as we discussed, you know, back in what 2017,
Yeah.
sitting in freaking Charlotte,
Yeah. In Charlotte. Yeah.
you know, and inside inside the brand new store at the time,
Yeah.
in Charlotte, sitting down saying, you know what, man, we need to talk to the people.
Got to talk to the
We
people.
got to talk to the people.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, unfortunately, things that happen in Charlotte, but here we are now.
God willing. God
You know,
bless.
and it's amazing how, you know, you and I, you know, became friends and
Yeah.
became, you know, how we actually got down, you
Yeah.
know, initially.
Yeah.
And then I moved here,
Mm-hmm.
and then what, 2 years later,
Mm-hmm.
here you go.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's in the cards,
It is.
you know, and what?
No, I was just, you said it's in the car. I damn near had a flashback of playing some spades or something. Goddamn.
Oh man,
Yeah.
what you know about the big joke?
Yeah, man, we get into that. But, yeah, but what you saying, not to cut you off.
But nah, but you know, it's in the cards. So like I said, we started off back in what 2017,
Yeah.
and then now here it is 2022 after a pandemic.
Facts.
You know, after what we're now going through is, you know what I'm saying, on a bubble of a recession. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so now
We got a whole audience.
right, hey, how y'all doing?
We got a whole audience out there. This might. I'm telling you right now. If you tuning in, I ain't mean to cut you off, but if you tuning in, this the inaugural. I'm telling you right now. If anybody out there know how I get down, you know I don't play. I do not play. So if I start something, I'm gonna really get into it, and it's been on me. It's been on my spirit. You got to syndicate. You got to get out there. You got to get in front of the people. So I'm telling you, I guarantee you right now, and I done made this promise to a whole lot of individuals. I guarantee you, it's finna go there.
Yeah, man. It's some things. Like I said, there's some things on the pipeline. There's some
Yeah.
things that's filling up in the pipeline.
Yeah.
You know, we got this going down. You got the store. I got my stuff. You got some books coming. You got some, you got a whole heap of things coming down the pipeline. So, you know, I just want to basically just go, you know, just like I say, man, just, you know, I want to thank you for for your hospitality.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, we just basically, like I said, you know, from 2017 to now, and then of course now here we are, both successful black men.
Facts.
You know, and you know, granted, you have, you know, we got the store in Charlotte, we got the store here. I got my trucking business on the other side of town over in Doral. I got the financial company over here, you know, right down the street. And so, just want to give you some basic, you know, so if you don't mind, just share it with the people.
Man.
You know, some basic information about us, because of course they looking at us, and really, the world don't know who we are.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We got our select friends and our select network,
Right.
but the world don't know who we are.
That's facts.
You know, and so, you know, I'm just a country boy from Pensacola, Florida, Shannontown to be exact. You know, L Street all the way. And so, you know, growing up in that household, man, you know, and growing up in that neighborhood, you know, I've seen some things that, you know, I didn't even think I would make it to be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And so went to the military,
Right.
you know, got out the military, seen some things in the military, as I'm sure, you know, you can only imagine. You know, saw some things in the military, got out the military, had some kids, and had to grow up real fast.
Right. Right.
You know, because I had my first child at 23, so I had to grow up real quickly.
Let me ask you something real fast.
What's up?
You know, I never been to the military, but I always kind of heard that it's kind of like more racist You know, I hate to bring that word up, but it's more racist in the military. Did you get that? Like,
You know what? I didn't.
okay,
I actually, you know, my my nickname in basic training was Rocky.
damn,
You know, because you know, at the time I was extremely fit.
right.
You know, at the time,
Mhm.
but at the time I was extremely fit. You know, I
Right.
was extremely athletic. You know, and you know, I grew up wanting to be a boxer. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And so, and of course, being from Pensacola, Florida, and at the time, the best boxer on the planet, name was Roy Jones Jr., who is from Pensacola.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That is facts.
You know, and so once my drill sergeant heard where I was from and looked at me, he was like, you know, he was a white guy. I don't know where drill sergeant Spivey was from, Rocky, and it just stuck with me the whole, you know, basic training. To this day, I still have my people that you know, my battle buddies from basic training. They call me. They don't even call me by my name. They call me Rocky.
Mhm.
You know, and so, and then of course going overseas, you know, Korea, my first duty station, and then Hood, and then Egypt. And Egypt, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we gonna get into that.
Oh my goodness.
We gonna get
You
into
know?
that.
And so, you know, just going around the world and experiencing worldly things and getting outside of Shantytown
Right.
and getting outside of Pensacola, Florida, and being able to see the world just maturated me beyond, you know, what I could, beyond understanding. You know, because you get to see another perspective.
Right.
You know, you don't get to, you know, once you go overseas, you don't see the racism.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or you know, you don't see, especially when you got that you know, because all they see is GI.
Right.
GI is GI. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so
Right.
you don't necessarily get to see that. So back to your original question, no, I didn't necessarily experience any racism. I experienced more from my own people
Right.
in the military than I did from the opposite race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To be completely honest with
Man, that's crazy.
you, you know.
That's crazy.
So yeah. So you know, I don't want to go into a whole
Yeah.
soliloquy about
Yeah.
me per se. I just want to give.
I mean, it's the first show though. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's the inaugural.
but
You
you know,
feel me? So you gotta let them know what's the
right,
business.
right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you know, I actually got in. I actually got introduced to business around 29, 30.
Okay.
All right. I literally had moved once I got out of the military. I moved back home to Pensacola
Okay.
and was doing, you know, ins and out jobs, you know, here and there, doing just some radical stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then of course, the job that I had transferred me to Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee to be exact. And it's
Ooh-wee.
absolutely nothing there
Man, tell me about it. I be up through that thing.
besides the university.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so was managing a well-known store, retail store at that point. Got to work I got there that Saturday. Went to work that Monday. And they was shooting inside the mall. And I said, to hell with this. I did not travel all these miles.
You know you from the country. You said the hell with it. The hell with this.
The hell with this. I did not travel all these miles to get shot at in the mall.
Facts. That's fact.
And so I handed that manager them keys. I called my pops who lives right outside of Atlanta. Said, hey, I'm coming home. And got to Atlanta. On my way to Atlanta from Tennessee, I called, you know, a little, you know, Diddy that I was messing with at the time.
Okay.
Who I've known since I was about 6, 7 years old.
Okay.
And hadn't seen her in over 20 years. But, you know, I called her up. She met me at my pop's house. Now, her family is extremely, you know, business oriented. And so they was doing a MLM at the time.
I need to get into one of them. I'm telling you, I'm gonna run this back. If it's one out there that's worth my time.
They was doing an MLM,
Yeah.
and I actually, and she didn't even ask me that I wanted. She told me I was gonna do it, and I jumped into it. And you know, I got in there, and I was a little, you know, steadfast at first because it was new. You know, and anytime change is always met first with resistance. You know, and so, you know, of course, initially I resisted it.
Wait, hold on. Is that why they don't want to log in? Okay. The change is met with resistance.
Change is met with resistance.
Log in. Anyway.
And so, you know, so I resisted at first. You know, I still wanted to be, you know, the quote unquote Shantytown hood guy. You know, had my hair dreaded up, or let me change my verbiage. Locked up,
okay.
You know, because of course, you know, we all know what the meaning behind dreads are, which is, you know, white folks deemed it to be dreadful, and they just cut the full off, and that's why people call it dreads.
Well, hold on now we going in. So you saying that we didn't make dreads up, or the word dread, they made the word dread.
Correct.
Okay.
The Anglo-Saxon made up the word dreads.
You're going there right
which
now.
is you know, because if you go back into it, you know, if for those biblical people, Solomon's hair that, you know, old girl cut off, she cut his locks off. Not the European Solomon that they show you on television.
You're going there right now.
But the actual locks. But anyway, but you know, I had my hair locked, you know, and so, you know, and not saying that there's anything wrong with your hair being locked, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with your hair being locked. But I had to cut it off to change my demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as I had that in my head at the time, you know what I'm saying, I carried myself with a certain aura or swag or whatever the case is, because that's how, you know, that's what I knew. And so, you know, just I had to relearn. You know, it was almost like going through basic training again. You know, I had to relearn who I was. I had to relearn the facts of life. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then of course my mentor, Mr. Jones, Mr. John O. Jones to be exact, you know, and his wife Patrice, they took me under their wing. You know, we used to sit and have dinner. We used to sit and, you know, politic. We used to have round table meetings with the rest of the crew, the whole 9 yards, and just start and you know just infusing me with business knowledge.
Okay.
You know, and things that I still carry to this day. You know, and so, you know, I went from the MLM to then I went back to corporate America, and I utilized the stuff from the MLM that I learned in MLM to work my way to the top of corporate America.
Okay, so let me ask you a question real quick. So it's a lot of people, especially on the ground right now, that's like, I'm seeing them, you know, Stormy, you know what I'm saying, Stormy, and all these other people who, like, you know what I'm saying, we didn't make millions off the MLM, you know what I'm saying, and you know, NutriBurst and all this here. Like, how come that ain't, like, what stops you from really taking it to the next level with the you know what I'm saying, with the MLS?
With the MLM,
my fault.
Yeah. So what stopped me from going to the absolute top of MLM?
Yeah,
is me.
Okay.
You know,
that's we getting some truth right now.
You know what I'm saying?
We get some truth.
I stopped me because I got to a certain point in MLM.
Okay.
And in that particular company, I'm not gonna say any, you know, names or whatever.
And throw them names out there. Nah, we do.
But I got to a certain position in that particular company.
Okay.
And then, you know, things start falling apart relationship wise.
With a woman?
With the young lady who got me into the MLM. You know what I'm saying? And so I allowed that, what would you call it? I allowed that situation to break up the I didn't want to see her with anybody else.
Right.
All of that stuff. I allowed that to stand in the way of my money.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And to be completely honest with you, to this day, I still get paid from things that I did. What was that? 2012, 2011, 2012. I still get paid from things that I did from 2011, 2012.
That's crazy.
Here it is, what, 10 years? 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
still getting paid from those, from things that I did at that point.
Right.
You know? And so residual income. So
Yep.
and so as long as they keep the product, as long as they keep their lines, I continue to get paid.
Yeah.
But that's what stopped me from getting, you know, the Bentleys and
Right.
the Super Bowl rings and all that, because they was this particular company was handing out Bentleys once you got to a certain position, and this particular company was giving out quote unquote Super Bowl, well, we call them Super Bowl rings,
Right.
Them jokers was diamond studded.
You.
And so once you got to a certain position, and so that's what stopped me from getting to the top of that.
Okay.
But you know, going back to leaving that company, going back to corporate America, I utilized what I learned them years that I was, you know, actively doing that particular company.
Mm-hmm.
I utilized that to get to the top of the, you know, corporate, you know, to the company in corporate America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and then of course, that now I'm embedded. Now I'm saying to myself, and of course, words are living things, and it's power. I kept saying to myself while I'm climbing the ladder of corporate, I kept saying to myself, I am 100% non-employable because I know too much now. You know what I'm saying? I know how to run a company now. I know how to do XYZ. And if you tell me now, I know what freedom looks like.
So you got in your own way. No,
I wouldn't necessarily I got it my own way. I would just necessarily say that it was more of a thing like, okay, my eyes have been opened. You know what I'm saying? The shades have been taken off. So now I can work with somebody else, but I can't work with somebody long, because as soon as you tell me, you know, I got to stay past a certain time, or if you tell me that blue is green and green is blue, and I'm saying, I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, nah, bruh.
nah, bruh.
They don't. I can't get down with that.
I want you to hold that thought right there. I want to tap in to the audiences real quick. Let them know what we doing. This is a podcast we just started. This the first inaugural. This the first one. So what we doing right now? We just going over the story. You know what I'm saying, and then, you know, explaining ourselves a little bit. Mr. Flowers, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Flowers. He's telling you that's a slick name too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got to be a certain individual to have a name like Mr. Flowers. But I know the ladies love that. You did.
I played on it. I must admit.
My name
but
is Mr. Flowers.
But yeah, go ahead.
But you know, this show is going to be about, you know, the issues. We calling it the status. The reason why we calling it the status is because we want to let you know on this show the status of, you know what I'm saying, Black America, the status of financial literacy, the status of mental health, the status of this, the status of that. And we're going to have people coming on this show giving you the status of different scenarios and different things that's going on in our community and in the world, really, because down here in Miami, we got people that's all around the world that's going to be on the show. We got somebody coming, they from Israel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got somebody going to be from Israel and coming on here. We got somebody from Jamaica that's going to grace the stage. We got some real powerful people, and we've been blessed to be able to make the right connection. So I just want to let y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to tune in. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to make sure, because we're going to do this one here, this particular one, we're going to do this every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? And if Drink Champs can do it, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, all the other, you know what I'm saying, podcast shows, this is how they start. They jump it off just like this here, and they stay consistent.
Growth is, that's the name Flowers.
Yeah.
Like I was getting ready to say earlier, you said that Flowers is a great name, but you gotta understand, in order to grow, you gotta go through what? You gotta go through the mud.
You gotta go through the mud. You gotta go, and we both definitely
gotta go through the mud.
I just want to give a real quick shout out to Salt Lake City. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's love. You know what I'm saying?
Talk.
Yeah, Salt Lake City, boy. Woo-wee.
Tough
They say if you can make it in Salt Lake, you can make it anywhere.
Hey, man.
Shout out to North Carolina, Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? That's where I met this brother at Charlotte, North Carolina. And this brother was doing exceptionally well. You know what I'm saying? He was top of the game in the car industry, doing this thing, still in sales. So we got a lot to teach y'all about sales. You know what I'm saying? You got some courses coming up too about the sales, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go way in depth about sales.
What is give me, and I'm gonna just do this real quick. Well, give me one tip why you think people that's in retail or that's in any type of sales, African Americans especially, why they not really seeing their goals, they sales goals.
They're not seeing their sales goals because number one, they're not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
See, we as a people, if something don't go our way, we like to throw it away.
It's done.
And I was told one time by my mentor, Mr. John O. Jones, that a dream or a goal, right, is something that you write down.
Okay.
A dream is something that you don't write down.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And so if you don't write that dream down, it can never be obtained. Because you will never be able to actually grasp it and look at it. A goal is something that you're supposed to you should be able to run through that wall to get to. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And so that a dream is you don't write it down. That goal is something that you write down. And if you can't look at it, if you can't pick it up and look at it, if you don't write it down every day, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I can say, like, for prime example, we've been talking about this right here since 2017. It has taken us to now.
That's terrible.
It has taken us to
2017 to 2020, damn near 3.
Because it has, when I came in here, what was that, last week? I came in here upset,
right,
venting, like, man, this, you know what I'm saying? Like this is, sometimes it takes you to get fed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It takes you to get fed up. And because us as a people has gone through so much, our pain level is high.
Pain tolerance.
Right.
That's crazy.
And so because our pain level is high, we've learned to deal with, I ain't worried about that.
Right.
And so that's why we continue to push those goals to the side. And that's why we never, as a people, that's why we don't obtain what we want to obtain.
But we do, you got that goal about going to get them new shoes, or going to get that new handbag, carrying on.
Oh man, we'll do whatever we want to look good.
I'm gonna get this bag
to look good. Oh, we'll do whatever we gotta do to look good. But we're not gonna do whatever we gotta do to make sure them kids has a future. Or when I say have a future, I'm talking about the proverb.
Yeah.
Make sure that your kids. We that generational wealth. We're not leaving generational wealth to our kids. We're leaving a bunch of buffoonery and foolishness to these kids.
We gonna touch on that. We're gonna do a whole situation on that, a whole podcast on that, because it's and I'm just no racism involved. I'm just speaking about African Americans right now. As a race, we in big trouble. You know what I'm saying? That I'm looking at it every single day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely. And so, what I want people to, if you don't take anything away from this particular first episode of the show.
Number one, y'all, just intro.
If you don't take anything away from the show, know that what's happening in America is they're wiping away and eroding the middle class. And so we're the only country in the world that has a middle class. No other country in the world has a middle class.
But what is the middle class? Like, what is the middle class?
What is the middle class?
Because I mean, you know, what we talking?
You have poverty,
right?
You have well off, doing well,
okay,
and then you have the 2%.
Okay.
So the middle class is a buffer, right, between the 2% controlling the poverty stricken.
So you saying if you got a little old house, you know what I'm saying, you got a little old money in the bank, you know, well, a lot of people don't even have the money in the bank. You got a little old house, got a couple car notes.
Yeah, because most of America is living from paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Because they trying to get them shoes and them bags and them cars and them, you know, that's why.
You taking a couple little old vacations.
No, they taking trips. They ain't taking no vacations.
They taking trips.
They taking trips.
Damn. What's a trip?
A trip is somewhere you got to go and you got to make sure your ass is back.
Girl, I'm going to Houston.
Right.
I'm coming back Monday.
A vacation, whatever you want to call it. A vacation is something you can go and relax.
I'm going to the Maldives.
And you don't have to worry about, I need to be back on Tuesday so I can be back to work.
So ain't nobody taking no vacations.
Tripping. Everybody's tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all hear this man, he done started up already. Y'all ain't going on no vacations. Y'all going on trips. I can dig that. Because you know, as an entrepreneur, I could barely go on a trip. That's working for myself. Good Lord.
Listen, and I ain't better than nobody else. I mean, I done been down in the dumps, and I didn't stayed at the shelters, and you know, all that, you know, slept in some cars, and you know, all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've done all of that, so I've tripped too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still tripping because I ain't quite where I want to be yet. I'm not the Jay-Z's and the Beyonce's and all of, you know what I'm saying, and the Warren Buffetts and
right,
you know, all them kind of, you know, that could just go and just go.
And they gone.
You know,
they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They gone.
Right. They go when they go. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to worry about, you know, nothing, you know, or no time schedule, or no time limit, or whatever the case is.
So let me ask you this: do you think they holding you back?
Who is that?
The Warren Buffetts and the Jay-Z's and the Beyonce's and the 1%. You know what I'm saying, or the 2%, as you say. You think they holding you back?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
They can't hold me back because they don't even know me.
But they can. You think they control you?
Absolutely not. Well, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Do they control me? No. Do they control the masses? Yes. And how do they control the masses?
That was my next question.
Because first and foremost, radio is one of the most intuitive control devices. Think about it. Before television, it was radio. And so what I say through the radio, how I say it through the radio, you know, and all that stuff. And of course, words are living things. And so once you allow it to enter your mind,
facts,
you know, and you let it manifest in your mind,
facts,
you know, it could then control you. It's a done data.
It's in the universe.
Right. And so then they put television on top of radio to give you a even more a more constrictive psychological tool, right? And so because yes, once you hear it, because what do they always say, you know, knowledge comes from hearing, and then of course once you see something, then once you see it, you know what I'm saying, then of course it's more of a, oh wow, that, you know, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to act that way. It's a whole nother conversation, but I want to act that way.
We're going to get on some social media addictions on the next.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to get on some social media. Let me, that's real what you said. I just want to update the people and let y'all know that this is the inaugural. Inaugural mean the first jump off, the first ball, the first gala. This is the first inaugural podcast, the status.
What's your status?
You know what I mean? The status. You feel me? And we felt like we need to get this the perfect time. If we heading into a recession, if you're gonna be at the crib on your phone, then you're gonna be watching us real soon. You know what I'm saying? Please believe that. But more than that, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be some more conscious woke talk. And I ain't using the word woke just to be using it like that. I'm talking about some real conscious third eye, you know what I'm saying, manifestation, you know what I mean, high frequency, cerebellum type, movements, you feel me? So that's what's going to be going on. We will be awakening your spirit. We will be awakening your mind. We will be moving in the spirit of the universe to broadcast and move through the frequency of these microphones. We at 2.4 hertz right now, but we really higher than that. You know what I mean? But, it needs to be something different. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be on here getting drunk. We may have a drink from time to time. We may do a little something like that, but we're gonna give you some news that you can use. Nothing that's gonna blow your fuse. You feel me? So, get ready for that. You know what I'm saying? We broadcasting live from Miami right now. We're in Miami. New James MACK store we had open. We know that we have to think outside the box. We gotta do things that haven't been done before. So, you know what I'm saying? We came to the decision where we like, you know what? If we really gonna jump this thing off, we gotta get syndicated. We gotta start doing something ain't nobody done before. I ain't seen nobody broadcasting live from the jewelry store. We inside the jewelry store right now. You know what I'm saying? The James MACK jewelry store. So it's something totally different, totally new. Get ready, because I guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, with the drive and determination that me and this brother got and other people that's with us and the Lord on our side, you might see them sitting right here in the middle. You know what I'm saying? You might see them. You will see them. Ain't no might to it, because he just said the words are powerful. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? You definitely will see Alonzo Mourning. I'm gonna put that, because you know what I'm saying? Trust me. You will see Alonzo Mourning on this show.
Talk that talk.
You might see Timberland on this show. You feel me? Let me see who else. You know what I'm saying? You might see Michael Jordan on the show. I ain't gonna even front. You know what I'm saying? You might see Michael Jordan. You might see,
that's the OG.
You know what I'm saying? You might who you might see on. You're gonna see some leaders of Miami, some African American Black leaders of Miami. You're gonna see some really inspirational speakers. You're gonna see some influencers coming up. You definitely gonna see some influencers coming up. We know some, they in the building. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some people from different countries giving you some aspects of how life is in different countries, because we got them all around. You know what I'm saying? So please, I'm telling you, this is just the start. You know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning, but we finna jump this thing off. Please.
Talk that talk, money.
You know what I mean? Woo! So who else you gonna see? You know what I'm saying? We finna, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, for all you influencers and all them people out there, you gonna see Bandman Kevo on here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get him lined up, man. If you don't know Bandman Kevo, then you don't know him. But if you do, he gonna be on here. Who else we gonna have on here?
Well, I think that's enough names.
I need to drop one more.
I think that's enough.
I gotta drop one. I'm gonna drop a big one on it. I'm gonna drop a bing on their head. You know what? I'm going there. You gonna see Puff Daddy on here.
Oh my goodness.
You gonna see Diddy on here.
Take that.
No, I can't let him do
hold
that.
On, you talking about? Hold on. You gotta call him Love. Now.
You gonna see Love on this show.
You gotta call him Love now.
I'm dropping one more. I got to drop one more because it's
reality.
Hold on. It's reality. Let me see. I'm trying to. Who the basketball player that's getting drafted to the Heat?
That's getting drafted to the Heat?
He coming to the Heat. The brother coming to the Heat. He been going for a long time.
Oh, you talking about getting traded to the Heat?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me.
Man, you know, he gonna be on the show. A lot of Heat players gonna be on the show. They gonna tell us about what they going through in the NBA, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it there.
That's that. One of the things I like about the NBA is the fact that it's a very progressive league.
Progressive.
Progressive.
What you mean by that?
Progressive means that, you know, that is one league out of all the leagues, you know, out of, you know, professional sports, that is pro player. Like the players
we gonna get some real insight from the people that's playing, because it's easy for you to say that,
right? But just from the outside looking in, as
Okay.
8-Ball MJG would say.
Ooh, I hate to say that.
You know, it's a very progressive league, and they're doing some major things from a player perspective.
I'm finna shake it up on you. I think just like because I be on golf, I watch golf. So with the golf league, the Saudis then came in and threw like almost 500. They didn't threw like $1 billion at the players.
Oh, you talking like
you feel me? Live.
Yeah,
golf. So they didn't.
And everybody hating on that, right?
They hate what them cats leaving leaving the you know what I'm saying, the golf.
PGA,
you know what I'm saying, and going over here for 150 million.
Phil Mickelson. That's what I was thinking about. Yes. 150
million up front. You feel me? So guess what? I think black people need to get their own league, basketball league.
Well, I concur with that statement, sir.
Put your money together. Let's get a whole league. Well, shout out to Ice Cube. He gonna be on the show. He gonna be on the show. He gonna be on the show. He gonna be on the show.
Yeah.
But it's the big three. It's not really like, you know what I'm saying? It's more of like a Harlem Globetrotter type situation.
But we gotta support it though, because if you look at I watched the games on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I got a high school buddy that played,
right?
Who played with the what was it? The Three-Headed Monsters,
right?
You know, and so I pay attention to it. I've actually been to a few games when they come here to Miami, but when you look in the stands, we're not really supporting it like that.
Shout out to Lamar Odom. I know him. You know what I'm saying? Personally, from Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah. He came through a couple times. I just had to throw that out there because he was on the big three, but you know,
yeah.
Life happens.
The big three, I love it, man. I like seeing Q, and I just found out that Colin Kaepernick actually helped fund the big three.
Really?
Yeah, he
be behind a lot.
He was a major donor, helping the big three get started.
Colin Kaepernick, shout out to Colin Kaepernick. He from my home state, my real home state. He's a Wisconsin veteran. You know, I ain't gonna call him Wayne or nothing like that because he from the town.
He does some major things.
No, I ain't saying he ain't. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I'm just saying, like, some of the stuff, I'm like, dude, come on. But I got to say, big shout out to Ice Cube. You want to know why? I was flying from Charlotte, North Carolina to Las Vegas for a jury convention. And when I got to a layover in Phoenix, Arizona, I was just walking through. I'm doing my thing. I got my hat on, got my earphones, and I'm feeling myself. And I look over, man, this Ice Cube standing right there at Popeye's Chicken, bruh, with Dub C and I want to say Mac 10 was with him. This is a true story, man. I dropped my bag and everything. I'm like, what? Ice Cube for real? You know, I done went, I had to catch myself because I done turned into a whole fan. You know what I'm saying? It's Ice Cube right there, Popeye's Chicken in it, you know what I'm saying?
You had to put your cool back on.
And I had to like do shit. The Dub C, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, big homie ain't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I want to run over there. And they like probably like 10 steps away. I want to go over there and be like, let me take a picture. But then he was like, he just do me the, you know what I'm saying? And then he turned around and kept ordering his food. And I'm like, damn. Like, so I just kept it moving. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Then when I sat down, because they was going to, I think they was going to Vegas too. They was going somewhere. I don't think it was actually Vegas. I think it might have been somewhere in like the upper California area because we was in the same area. I said right here, and they said like right here. Man, Ice Cube, man, flying commercial, bro.
Hey, man.
I wasn't on no Southwest neither, though. You know what I'm saying? I was on American, but still, like, you know what I'm saying?
Big up to Southwest.
Ooh, big up to Southwest, boy. Y'all kept me right.
Yeah. I got one of my closest friends working out of Southwest. Is a manager at Southwest. Big up to Southwest. But yeah, man, that's what's up. Now, was this the trip that you just took like last
No,
month?
this was years ago. This was about like 3 years ago. This was way before COVID. Brother wasn't having no mask, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Just moving through.
Right.
Cube. The thing that surprised me most is, Cube got to be like at least about 500 million. Cube got to be at least 500
You know
million.
what? This is of course, I've heard Cube say he don't want all this information in full.
Right.
But Cube got to be more than 500.
He might be more than 500 million.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think. You got NWA. You got all his single albums.
Right.
You got all these movies.
Right.
Now Big 3. Not to mention whatever else he got going on out in California.
In the business.
Don't he got a marijuana company too?
Cube in the business.
So and mind you, every movie, I ain't gonna say every movie, but the vast majority of the movies that Cube has done has been on his, Cube vision.
Right.
Cube was one of the first ones to have his own production company.
Cube is
killing the
business.
game. You know what I'm saying?
And we gotta honor Cube. I just want to take a moment to honor Cube. You know what I'm saying? Why he's still here, even though he ain't on the show. He will be. Don't worry about that. But he one of the only dudes I done seen that you don't know what kind of cars he bought. You ain't seen no yachts, no boats, no houses. I never seen a let's go to Ice Cube house. None of that. Right. And I know he got crazy, dumb, stupid.
And he's always been extremely intelligent about his brand. You know what I'm saying? His brand is like, you can't use it. I'm surprised they don't put Cube brand up there with, the puffies and the
right,
all of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it.
You got to be more like Ice Cube, in a way.
Exactly.
Because he handling this business. He got that bag, but then he keep all that extra stuff that's gonna make you jealous. Unlike, much respect to Floyd Mayweather. Unlike a Floyd Mayweather who's showing you the jets, which he call it inspiration, but a lot of people be hating. I didn't got kind of like, I didn't know if it was hate or what, but I'm like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can spend, bro, you can go in Gucci and spend all that. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't yet to seen you splurge on a black brand. I know his girl, she, you know what I'm saying, his baby mama, much respect to them. She got a brand and he endorsed that, but I ain't yet to seen that brother go in there and drop 40,000 on the black brand.
Well, he need to come here.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly where I'm trying to go.
My jeweler is black.
Man, come drop. Okay, I really didn't want to get into this because it's the inaugural, because we gonna get into it. But you know what I'm saying, we gonna set it up to where more entertainers gonna start to recognize and realize what's going on down here. We gotta force them. We almost damn near have to make them feel shame. You know what I'm saying? So, I be tempted to hit the comments like, dog, you out of order or something like that. But I'm like, I'm bigger than that. I'll let y'all go in the comments and do what y'all gotta do. But if you going Gucci, you going Prada, you going, you know what I'm saying, you dropping big bags on Chanel bags, like, come on, bro. But you know what I'm saying, like, you should feel some type of way. But when you get so narcissistic, and I never met that brother in person. I did see him 2 times. I seen him one down here in Miami, and I seen him in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, once you get to that level where you don't really see what you doing no more, I think then you done kind of crossed over, because I don't know the back end of what's going on, because they may pay him to come in the store.
Well, I remember when we as a people was allegedly supposed to have been boycotting Gucci for that particular sweater that they made.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was 50. I don't know if it was 50 or T.I. One of them. I'm sure it wasn't T.I. because him and T.I. have been beefing about Tiny for a while.
We ain't gonna get into that.
but I think it was 50 that kind of was like, hey man, you need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Because you going and dropping all this money on Gucci, we supposed to be boycotting Gucci.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think at that point he kind of, again, resistance. Change is always met by resistance. And so I think he kind of resisted at first, and I think he did, partake and participate in the boycott for a minute. But then again, he was one of the first ones that was like, why should I boycott them? You know what I'm saying? And he went right back to Gucci. So it's one of those things, man. Of course, what I wanted to say earlier was, and I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of flack for this.
Well, let's go then.
I don't care.
It got to be controversial.
Hip hop,
okay,
has done, although it has helped a whole lot of people, I also believe it has hurt. It has done more harm to the black community than it has good.
So you.
Why do I say that? I say that simply because, yes, it has helped. It has made millionaires or so-called millionaires out of and some billionaires out of a few people. You know what I'm saying? Out of a handful of people, and it's gotten some folks out of mama house, or gotten some folks out of the hood, or whatever the case is. But it has done more harm because of the psychological effect that it has made on our people as a whole.
It's low frequencies. So
yes, it was all about the flash. And yeah, it was about, it was a way to get out the, the initially it was, because you got the what is the 5%ers, the whatever. But I'm not from New York. I'm not from the East Coast. You're from, the Northwest, the Northeast. So isn't it the 5%ers? The 5%ers?
It's the 5%ers. Yeah.
But initially hip hop was more of an educational tool. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, you started. Then you came with the flash, and then you came with the the degrading, of the women initially, and then it became the degrading of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so we had that. Hip hop has taught a whole generation of people to just go out and splurge. Hip hop has taught a whole generation of people, us included. You know what I'm saying? That bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop has taught a whole bunch of people, now especially, you know what I'm saying, that all you gotta do is go out and twerk, or all you gotta do is go out and be half-ass naked, or all you gotta do is go out and and strip, or whatever the case is. That's all the females in hip hop do now, right? The vast majority of them.
I don't know, brother.
I mean, hey, I know I'm gonna catch a bunch of flack for it, but it is what it is.
That's your opinion.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give me one positive female hip hop artist that's big and famous. I'm not talking about local.
So people gravitate to the negative energy. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. What make them feel good. So if you are already in a low vibrative state, if you are already eating low vibrational foods, that's not giving you no type of electricity to your brain, anything like that. If you are already listening to them low frequencies, if you are already around people that's smoking sativa and can't move and they stuck at a low vibrational level, then that drum. Let me say this: like, we've been exploited as a people because the scientists behind the music know that we attracted to the drum beat. That was the first wave of communication when we were still in our primal state. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We communicated through the drum. So if you was in one place of Africa and somebody was in another place of Africa, you would know when they're approaching if it's drama or if they come in peace by the drum pattern.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? By the bass. If it's deep bass, you already know, get ready, it's gonna be some drama.
Right.
But if they come with the hi-hats going and a certain type of, they might throw the 808 in here, you know what I'm saying?
Steel drum.
But you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a certain type of, it's gonna be in a certain type of way to let you know that it's not, we ain't coming on that type of move.
Right.
So the scientists behind it, they know that. They know that we are, you understand me, addicted, and that we move in that type of frequency. That's why, and I all respect, I might catch some flack for this one, but white people and more lighter skinned people are attracted to the higher frequencies. That's why they like pop and
guitar.
You know what I'm saying? They attracted to the pop, and they're attracted to the rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Because all these are high frequency notes. You feel me?
Right.
You ain't really gonna get no 808s in the pop. You know what I'm saying?
True. Well, now you are.
And they don't communicate through music. That's why they say let the black people have their music, because that does something for our spirit and our frequency and our chakra, and they don't resonate with that.
Well, I heard my boy Hank say this on the
my God, and he from the town. Don't even get on him. I ain't no disrespect to the LGBTQT community, but that brother said on this new song, because I was rolling, and I don't mean to cut you off, but you said Tank, and that's the homie from the town, and we was rolling, and I was listening to something like, you know what I'm saying? That brother said, I caught you with another man's wife. You know, I caught you with another man's wife. And I'm thinking like, okay. Then I thought about it. That brother said, I caught you with another man's wife. So then I started listening to the song a little bit more. Right. I'm like, this brother that made a song about another man.
Hey, you know,
man, no disrespect to the community.
I haven't heard it, so I couldn't tell you.
If you gonna hear it, and
I'm sure
it sound like a good song, but then when you hear the lyrics, I'm like, this brother then snuck a song about another man in the lineup. Now that's top 40 right now. That's pop. You know what I'm saying? Just like the young brother was talking about riding the horse and all that. I mean, they'll sneak that on you.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Now you won't even know subconsciously. You didn't listen to that. You heard that. Don't get me wrong. He got his LGBT community. You know what I'm saying?
He got his fans.
He got his fans. You know what I'm saying? But how is that like covered? But how you put the blanket on that and put the pillows and slide it on us? I'm just saying.
Well, let me usurp that by saying this, right?
No disrespect to y'all out there that's with the community.
Hey,
I don't mean to do that.
You know, but I heard him say in an interview, and it spoke volumes to me. When he said, they're not afraid of the violence of black people, right? Which is what most music causes blacks to do, like most hip hop. You know, and you know, of course they've taken the R&B out of the equation, right? And so what he said was they're more afraid of black love, which is why they have taken R&B out of the equation. So I said that because of what you were saying earlier. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, people aren't, you know what I'm saying, they're not vibrating on that high frequency. You know what I'm saying? They're vibrating on low frequencies, and it's because and of course this is a whole nother topic, but it's by design.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so I don't want people to think that I'm just here to tear down the black community, or I'm here to tear down our black women. Cause I love black. I love my black women.
Well, yeah,
but I love them to death. Yeah, I love. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I have to say that, you know, the Erykah Badu's of the world, there's only one of her. You know what I'm saying? There's the okay, that just had the baby, the pretty cat from Barbados, Rihanna. The Rihannas of the world, there's only one of her. You know what I'm saying? But there's a whole lot of Cardi B's
My light went out, y'all. We have some technical
yeah,
difficulty.
but there's a whole lot of.
We gonna keep it going though.
There's a whole lot of Cardi B's. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of doggone Nicki Minaj's.
Yeah.
And it's a whole plethora, a plethora of Megan Thee Stallions. You know what I'm saying?
Megan.
And so, and I'm not Megan fine now. So please, you know, yeah, she fine, and then you know, but so it's not that many natural fine women out there no more. The key word is natural fine girls no more.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the and Megan actually is a smart individual. You know, she just graduated college the whole 9 yards, but she getting that.
That don't make you smart though.
Well,
but
she
do sound intelligent.
She's intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, she's street smart.
Gotcha.
And from what I'm gathering, I'm sure she's book smart too. But she's about that paper. And if you throw me a bag, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Most people will sell their soul for that bag.
Sell your soul for the gold. Look here, I can't sit in the dark. It might be some sisters on here that's trying to see a brother. So live. Well, this the first one, so we know we can't. We try to use the batteries and get away with the cables, but we gonna have to plug. So I'm gonna run back here. It's live. I need you to just, you know what I'm saying? Give them some news they can use. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run back here, grab the cord for the light. Because we probably gonna go for another 30 minutes at least, you know what I'm saying, to give y'all some quality time. You feel me? So give me 1 second. I gotta go get this light. Let
me. Since the lights didn't went low, let me use my Barrett mic for us.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself, man.
Well, you know, personally, like I said, I'm originally from Florida. Miami is always been a dream of mine to live in. I grew up going back and forth between Pensacola, Florida, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And my mother, I was raised with my grandparents. My mother lived in Fort Lauderdale, so this was like a second home to me. And because I remember, the first concert I ever went to was right here in Miami at the old Miami Arena. You know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? At the old Miami Arena, you know, it was, matter of fact, it was a summer jam. It was freaking Kool Moe Dee. It was Keith Sweat. It was Heavy D and the Boys. You know, I'm telling my age a little bit, but it was Heavy D and the Boys. It was Keith Sweat. It was who else was that? Salt and Pepper. Back when push it good. You know, it was that was the summer jam. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember I got 2 older brothers. I remember when they went to the Cameo and the Club Nouveau concert. Then I was too young to go. I had to sit at home and watch Transform, the original Transformer movie, not the fancy ones that come out now. I'm talking about the cartoon movie, you know? And so, you know, Miami has always been like a dream home of mine. So now to finally be here and to know that, you know, they're trying to make this the Wall Street of crypto, you know? And so, and of course they're trying to get all of Silicon Valley that's out in Cali to move here and, you know, create all these different business venues and so forth here. And what's the Tesla guy's name? I can't think of his name.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is actually already.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's already signed on to start putting tunnels and stuff here.
Man, hey, tell him to throw some.
And the doggone.
Tell Elon to throw some, man. We need stuff for this show, man.
And Miami be the first city with the flying taxis.
Ooh, that's coming. Yeah. Excuse my you understand me, my movements, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's the first show, so you know we gotta work the kinks out.
Oh yeah.
So we know now we can't run off the battery juice. Right. We got to plug him in.
So yeah, man. So you know, Miami is it's the place to be, you know, and when I was in Charlotte, you know, going through, you know, those phases that I was going through, you know, I made up my mind, okay, it's either gonna be, and I made a list of places that I wanted to go if I was to ever leave Charlotte. And Miami actually was like 2 or 3. It wasn't number 1. Number 1 was actually Houston. because Houston at the time was the number one fastest growing city in the United States.
Right. H-Town.
Right. And my brother lived in Houston at the time. And so I was like, well, shoot, I got family there, and it's the number one fastest growing, well, at the time, the number one fastest growing city. I could get to Houston and stake a claim.
But you ain't sipping no syrup.
No, man.
You ain't sipping no syrup. You did.
I can't mess with that codeine.
Ooh, you ain't leaning. You ain't leaning. You ain't gonna have no fun.
You know, but and I don't, and
say no to drugs.
And I don't knock people who sip that lean. And
I'm knocking you. Put your cup down
and smoke. That's what I'm saying, because everybody has a vice.
Guess what? They programming the marijuana. How about that?
Listen, man.
They want you to be on marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if you're on marijuana, guess what? You ain't gonna get nothing done.
So,
I'm saying it.
I mean,
I said it.
Growing up where I grew up, being in the family that I'm in, I've been around that stuff my whole, and I'm not gonna say I've never done it. I have done it. I can count on my hands how many times I've smoked weed before in my life.
Hey, what Birdman say? I said it. I did it already. Now, is we done or we finished?
But, like I say, everybody has a vice. That's why I don't judge anybody. Everybody has a vice.
What's a vice, though?
What's a vice?
Yeah.
Everybody has something that they run to. Yours might not be alcohol. Yours might not be a cigarette or some weed. Or yours might not be, something, quote unquote, a stimulus, a drug or alcoholic beverage.
Right.
Yours might be sex. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question.
What's up?
What if you moving at a high frequency, and what if you align and you at the highest level of discipline where you eliminating all those wants and needs because you didn't start it with your diet, you feel me, and moved your way up, and you can even discipline yourself through sex. So then what vice is it?
You gonna discipline yourself through sex?
No, I mean from sex, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you wean, so a person, I'm not saying you per se,
right,
but a person has quote unquote fasted and quote unquote went celibate to a certain degree, changed their diet, went from eating meats and all of floor and filth,
all that stuff on the floor in the factory,
all the stuff that we love, by the way. I
don't love it,
but and has gone plant-based and so forth. So you go plant-based, that's your diet, right? You go celibate, you wean your way from sex for a period of time, for however long your celibacy lasts, right? Okay. And you don't do drugs and you don't do alcohol, but you got a television program that you run to every time it comes on, or you binge watch it whenever it's not on, right? And so, or when I say a vice, remember, you got kids, right?
I got one. Shout out Ariane.
Okay. So remember when Ariane was a baby and she always tried to grab that pacifier?
Okay.
Or a teddy bear?
Okay.
Or a blanket?
Gotcha.
Or whatever.
Gotcha.
That was her vice at the time.
Okay. We
as adults still run to something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no one person is perfect enough to not have that one something. And
I disagree.
I
disagree.
Okay.
I disagree because we becoming more conscious as a race. You know what I'm saying? As beings. And I think that it's true. A lot of people have regressed into a theta mind state. Theta mind state is when a baby, like you just said, a baby reaches for the pacifier. A baby has an imaginary situation. So you see a toddler flying an airplane. They imagining that is really real, right? They brains is not fully developed. They like 75% into their unconscious and conscious way of thinking. They in theta mode. Well, a lot of these individuals then destroy their brains in such a way to where they're now in uptaking the theta mind state. So they're on Instagram, on Facebook, or have some type of vice that allows them to be that allows them to go back into an imaginary state in which there was as a toddler. It's a cold-blooded way of thinking.
So when you are
Church.
so when you're in that place, right, where you get a customer that comes in here that's, get you there, you know what I'm saying, or you dealing with a woman, that get you there, or a family member, that get you there, right, and you go, what do you do for peace?
Okay, that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Because we finna get deep, y'all. We finna go and give y'all some food for thought. You know what I'm saying? We finna go and, you know what I mean, prime y'all primordial state. You dig? So for all those men out there, and this is advice. This is add to your vice. You dig? Yeah, that's off the top. You dig? You must stop masturbating.
Exactly.
And looking at pornography, because all of that, when you release all that, however you do, whatever you do, that is what is your strength. That is the most nutrients of the world. Is no vitamin, no product that can match that type of, you know what I'm saying, serum. You dig what I'm talking about? So when you release that serum, you become weak. That's where, as you can see, like, if you having a good time, I'm gonna just put it like that, with a woman, you understand me, and you go there, you might collapse.
Yeah.
You might fall down on the floor. You might,
That's why you sleep the best once you get that thing out. But go ahead.
Because now your body trying to replace it.
And I'm not saying for masturbation.
Right.
I'm talking about period. But go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So when you retain your power,
right,
you allow your brain to be satisfied by other things.
Right.
Because don't get me wrong, a man is meant to mate.
Well, be fruitful and multiply.
You know what I'm saying? That is your job, is to mate, right?
That's your command.
But we have been overstimulated. We have been oversexed as a race, as a community, right? So when you retain that very important serum, it helps you defeat those cravings to a certain level, because you're not satisfied with the small things. You're chasing the bigger goals. You will start to see on day 60, if you can make it that far, on how focused and how determined you get. That don't mean that you're not attracted. That don't mean you're not aroused, because you're gonna be aroused like crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you're still gonna have the
days,
you're gonna have the discipline to be able to move about in a very fit, in a aggressive, in a you know what I'm saying, in a animalistic way, that's in warrior type mode. You feel me?
Right.
That's why they tell boxers, when you getting ready for a fight, no sex. And that's why they come out on, you know what I'm saying, sharper than they ever been, bobbing and weaving.
Oh my,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But he said also, when he did have, you know what I'm saying, when he did fornicate before a fight, he lost at times. And you could see clearly that man was out of control. That man was very emotional. You know what I'm saying? So when you see a brother, you know what I'm saying, that getting busy, that getting the cheeks on a consistent basis.
Right.
If they go to have a speech or something, if they, you know what I'm saying, get to talk about something, a lot of times those brothers gonna get emotional. because their estrogen has now over, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? It has now taken over. So a lot of times when I say our community is oversexed, when you see these brothers now, and if you say I'm a fool, or if you be like, oh, you lame, that hurts me so much. If I'm oversexed, then I'm just gonna be like, man, I'm finna whack him right now. Man, you gotta whack him. He called you lame. I'm finna whack him right now, cuz.
I hear you.
Okay.
And I agree to a certain extent with you.
Okay.
And the extent that I don't agree with you in is the fact that, yes, I believe that we as actually I'm not just gonna say we as a people, but we as a culture, are so overstimulated,
right?
You know, sexually.
Yeah.
But probably 60% I agree with. The other 40% is just, you know, young punks. You know what I'm saying? And, so, and when I say young punks, I'm not talking about from the LGBT whatever. I'm talking about just, you know, they're just young cats that's just being young cats. You know what I'm saying? They really ain't been ain't went down that road yet. You know what I'm saying? From a sexual standpoint. They might want to, but they haven't, you know what I'm saying? So they haven't gotten that point yet.
So allow me to embrace you with this concept. Nowadays, these young individuals they don't have to be oversexed. They're being over soyed. There's so much soy and so much estrogen in the chicken.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
In the food. You know what I'm saying? They go into the corner store getting honey buns, don't know it's made out of drywall.
Yeah.
And different type of chemicals that's allowing their body to block their masculine their testosterone. And you know what I'm saying? That they're smoking marijuanas that's female nature, so that those female plants are releasing estrogen signals that hit the brain, you know what I'm saying, that block the testosterone. You know what I'm saying? Like it get real scientific.
Well, I know that most of the things that we eat nowadays, if you buy it at the grocery store or you go to a restaurant and get it, it's not real food. Unless it comes out of like Whole Foods, or unless it comes out of like the, you know, when you go to the grocery store, because Publix don't even have it anymore. But when you go to the doggone or we used to go to the grocery store and it used to thunder, and then you hear the rain and the water falls on it. Yeah, that's that section.
It do be like,
you know, when I lived in Atlanta, and I used to go to Kroger.
Word.
You know, Kroger still, you know, and this was some years ago. I don't know now, but it used to have the section, the fruit and vegetable section, where it used to literally thunder.
Yeah.
And then it would rain.
Yeah.
On the fruit. And so unless it's coming out of that section, it's not real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so most of us are, because we've gotten so microwaved. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten to a point to where we're so microwaved that I think we're done.
Yeah, we might be done, y'all. We done ran out of battery power out this thing. But you know, it's the first show. We was going so hard, we couldn't help ourselves. We wanted to keep going, so we're gonna sign out right here.
So what?
You know, keep that thought, because we gonna have some topics from now on, though. Right. I'm telling you that right now. You know what I'm saying? We in the dark right now, but we're gonna have some topics. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do it right. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to say peace and love to everybody out there. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? And look forward to next Tuesday. We're going live, and we're going to continue this thing until we get 700, 800, 900 people on the live with us.
Absolutely.
With the comments, with the shenanigans. Hopefully not, but you know what I'm saying? You will get blocked. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? First inaugural, you know what I'm saying? Check us out on all the social medias. And whoever that one person is that's still hanging on with us, hey man, we're gonna show you a lot of love. You wanna close it out, brother?
Hey man, hey. Welcome to the status.
Yeah, and that is the status. That last part is what that's a little teaser of some of them real topics we gonna be hitting too. You know what I'm saying? And we may not agree on everything, but we gonna give you what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we're gonna holler back. We're gonna end the show right now. Hey man, peace and love. You know what I'm saying? And next Tuesday, 8 p.m. sharp. You know what I'm saying? Don't be late. You feel me? Yeah.